Resident Alien is back on our screens for a, well, short 8-episode season. The first episode has just aired and I'm here to talk about it. So let's get into it, shall we? September 28th, 2022. Nearly 17 months ago. That was when the last episode of Resident Alien aired. It's taken nearly 17 months for us to get this 8-episode season 3, which has just begun. And I hate reviewing this series. I hate it. I don't hate it. I find it difficult to review because it's not a standard plot, as in an A and B kind of plot. There's so many character stuff going on, interweaving, that it just makes it really difficult to talk about. And that's no exception with this episode here. Episode 1 of season 3 is titled Lone Wolf. And yes, Alan Tudyk is back as Harry Vanderspiegel. Yes. And great he is in it as well. So what's going on? So obviously we get a recap on what happened at the end of last season. Jesus Christ, it's been 17 months and I can't remember what happened last season. I can't remember how it ended. I can't hardly remember what I had for breakfast yesterday. How am I meant to remember 17 months ago and what happened? Anyway, we do get a bit of a flashback. It gave me memories of Ben Hawthorne being abducted by the Greys, of Terry O'Quinn, is that his name, the actor's name? You know, the geezer from Lost, who was the alien hunter, his death, all things like that. Anyway, so here we are, we catch up with Harry, and Harry's now working for Linda Hamilton's character. He's working in this sort of agency that track aliens, but only he's causing their productivity to drop, because everyone he's working with, he doesn't like how they're working, he doesn't like what they're doing, so he's taking on all their work because he's the most intelligent person there. Only in turn it's creating a backlog of stuff, and productivity has hit the floor there. Ben Hawthorne still being abducted by the grey aliens. We see him get abducted. We see him getting returned in this episode from an abduction, where he gets dropped into the bed and bounces out. And then there's all this story about an owl on their windowsill watching them, and this makes Kate nervous because of how the indigenous folk, for want of a better term, view owls in their culture, and they see it as a warning sign. And by the end of the episode, Kate wants to move. Max, the son, and Sahar, wow, they've grown. They really have grown in the gap that it's taken to get this series filmed. We've come to find out that Sahar's been accepted into some sort of program somewhere where, for gifted children, so she's going to be leaving Max. But before she lets him know about this, she's trying to get him to interact with other kids because she doesn't want him to be alone. Sheriff Mike Thompson is continuing his relationship with that agent that he'd met last season. Was it an agent, or was she from a different sheriff? I can't remember. Christ, it's been so long. We come to find out that Enver Jokav, I've probably butchered his name, as Joseph Rayner, is now working as a sheriff's deputy. He's in the sheriff's department. Harry knows this. Obviously, Harry knows that he's a grey. And to kind of get at Harry, he asks Asta out on a date. Harry obviously not too pleased about this, but he wants to find out what's going on and what he's up to. And so he kind of tries to plant this listening device onto Asta, and she doesn't take it. He has to go and get it onto her, and at the end he kind of reveals that he's knew that he revealed to Asta that he knew that Joseph is a grey alien, and he wanted Aster to go out with him so that he can find out information. Only he's torn because he's got strong feelings for Aster and he's got strong feelings for the Earth, and he doesn't know which way to go and what to put above the other. Aster agrees to continue dating Joseph to kind of help him out by getting information. They're pretty much the goings on in this episode. There's so much being thrown at you in the writing of this show. Like I said, it's not like you have a sort of A plot and a B plot. It's just all character stuff being bam, bam, bam shoveled at you, and it makes it very difficult to review and talk about. I will say that. However, it's a joy to have the show back on the screen. Alan Tudyk is in top form as Harry. There's some great moments within the episode for him, and for him to deliver a laugh in his performance and this sort of a thing. I wonder how much of it is actually improvised. But yeah, this episode here is directed by Robert Duncan McNeill. Robert Duncan McNeill being Tom Paris in Star Trek Voyager, and he is producer on this series, and he did actually direct the finale of season 2 as well. So what we're given here is a nice return to form for the show. There's not too much in it in the way of sort of virtue signalling that really season 2 did get heavily into, especially in the first half of that season 2. There were some awful episodes there that just I knew started to drive audiences away, because we don't want that. We just want to be entertained. We want to step away from reality, from the real world. We don't need it in the shows that we watch. We just want entertainment, and this show does give it. Now, like I said, eight episodes. This is the shortest season by far. I believe the first season was 10 episodes. Second one was 16 thereabouts, I believe. This one's 8, so somewhat shorter. Not that that's a bad thing, because as long as you keep tight and on target with your storytelling, and it's it gets to where it needs to go quicker. So there is that in it. I do feel that the cast is very top heavy still. It certainly is. There's characters that just they don't need to be there. You've populated this whole town, and these people are all given stuff to do, and I don't believe that works in favour for this series. You should have them just popping up as required, as opposed to forced into every scene or into every episode. At least these characters are forced in. Shout out performances, obviously Alan Tudyk, fantastic as Harry, but again, Sheriff Mike Thompson, he's brilliant. Bloody give him a spin-off show of his own. Do you know what I mean? As that character, he's wonderful in it. So yes, it's a good start to season 2, or season 3 even. Sorry, where's my mind at? It's a good start to season 3. I enjoyed the episode. I can't fault it at all. Yeah, nice to have it back on the screen. It's just been such a long wait, like I said, that I cannot recall, honestly, much about what came before. And I do have that problem with most shows now. They don't really stay with me. I don't know if that's an age thing or a writing thing. It's a thing. Anyway, I'll be back for next episode and have a little talk about that as well. So I'll see you then. Take care all, and goodbye.